Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to find the equation of the normal to the curve. So in this question we have been given y is equal to x squared minus x plus 4. So to highlight this one, we have y is equal to x squared minus x plus 4. So this equation or a function, it is arranged in form of the descending of its powers, meaning here we have the power of 2, then here we are going to have the power of 1. Then a constant number always, it has x to the power 0. So now when finding the equation of the normal to the curve, the first thing you need to find dy dx. So by finding dy dx, here we can say dy dx. We are differentiating. So this power here is going to multiply with the coefficient that we have here. So the coefficient that we have here, it is just 1. So 2 multiplied by 1, we need to get 2. Then the same power minus 1, we are going to have 1. So meaning we are going to remain with single x here. Then here we have this one here. So this one multiplied by -1 that we have, which is the coefficient. We are going to have -1. Then the same power, which is 1 minus 1, we are going to have 0. And any number raised to the power 0, so when we have something like x to the power 0, we are going to have 1. Okay, so which means it's more like we are multiplying -1 multiplied by +1, which is -1. Now let's come to this one. This 0 is going to multiply with 4. So 0 multiplied by 4, we are going to get 0. So always a constant number, when you are differentiating, it becomes 0. When you are differentiating or when you are finding dy dx, always a constant number becomes 0. So you need to differentiate between a constant number and a variable. So when you have a single variable like x, this one here, it is not a constant number. A constant number can be 4, 5, 1, and so on. When you have been given a single variable like this one, always a variable or a single variable, it becomes 1. But it depends the sign that it has. So like this one here, it is having negative, which means this one can be -1 and so on. So after that, since from this question we have been given the coordinates, which are -1, +6, and the coordinates are in form of x, y, which means if we are looking for the gradient, we need to take the dy dx. Since dy dx is same as gradient, so we are going to say gradient 1 is going to be equal to 2. Then where we are going to have x from this dy dx, we are going to insert -1. So we are going to put -1 here minus 1. So -1 multiplied by 2 or 2 multiplied by -1, we are going to get -2. So we have -2 minus 1. Now -2 minus 1, we are going to get the gradient as -3. Now this gradient that we have found, it is the gradient of the tangent to the curve. The gradient of the tangent to the curve. So the gradient here that we have, the gradient 1, which is the gradient of the tangent, is equal to -3. Now for us to find the gradient of the normal to the curve, we need to multiply gradient 1 multiplied by gradient 2. When we multiply these two gradients, always we need to get -1. So we have gradient 1, which is -3, multiplied by gradient 2, which is the gradient of the normal to the curve, is equal to -1. So we are going to divide this one by -3, even here by -3. So our gradient 2, or the gradient of the normal to the curve, is going to be equal to 1/3, which is +1/3. So this negative and this one here, they are going to cancel each other. That's the reason why we are having a positive answer. Now, since we know the coordinates, which are negative 1, 6, so for us to find the equation here, we need to use this formula, which is y minus y1 is equal to gradient, open bracket, x minus x1. So from the coordinates that we have, I'm going to label this one as our x1, and this one is going to be our y1. So we can say y minus y1, which is positive 6, so we are going to put 6 here. If y1 was a negative, which means you need to introduce the brackets here, and then you put negative 6 in. So is equal to the gradient that we have, it is 1 over 3. Then open bracket, x we don't have, minus x1. x1, it is negative 1, which means here I'm going to say a negative, which is in the formula, and also I'm going to open the bracket and then put the value of x, which is the negative 1 in this case here. So we are going to have y minus 6 being equal to, so 1 over 3 multiplied by x, we are going to get 1 over 3x. Then 1 over 3 multiplied by, so here we are going to have positive 1. Since negative multiplied by negative, that is positive. So here we have positive. So 1 over 3 multiplied by positive 1, we need to get 1 over 3. So y is going to be equal to, so this negative 6 is going to close an equal sign, and then it is going to be positive 6. So here we are having 1 over 3x plus 1 over 3 plus 6. So from there now we need to consider this part here by finding the common denominator, which is 3. So the easiest way of answering this one, just 3 multiplied by positive 6, which is 18, then plus 1, we are going to get 19. Now 19 over what? 3. So we can say y is going to be equal to 1 over 3x plus 19 over 3. So now since here we are having same denominators, so we can just write this one as y is equal to x. So you're not supposed to write 1x here, no, just write x plus 19 divided by what? 3. So this one is the equation of the normal to the curve. So that is how you find. Now, sometimes in an exam, they can say find the equation of the normal to the curve, then they give you also this equation here that we have. But they are going to say at the point where x is going to be equal to what? Negative 1. So if they just give you one value, which is the value of x, you need to also to find the value of y by inserting this negative 1 into the original equation. So when you insert negative 1 into the original equation, you are going to get positive 6 that we have here. The next question. We need to find the equation of the normal to the curve where y is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4 at the point positive 2, negative 6. So the first thing here, we are going to find dy dx. Since dy dx is same as gradient, so dy dx of this one is just going to be 2x minus what? 3. That is our dy dx. Now since we know that dy dx is same as gradient, so gradient 1 is going to be equal to, we have been given the coordinates which are positive 2, negative 6. So this one is going to be the x value, and this one is going to be the y value. So we are going to take positive 6 and insert it in this dy dx that we have for us to find the gradient. So we are going to say 2 open bracket 2 minus 3. So 2 multiplied by 2, we are going to get 4 minus 3. Then 4 minus 3, we are going to get 1. Now this one here, this one is the gradient of the tangent to the curve. So to find the gradient of the normal to the curve, we are going to multiply gradient 1 multiplied by gradient 2. And always we need to get negative 1. So if gradient 1 is 1, then multiply by gradient 2, which we don't have, is equal to negative 1. Then here we are going to divide by positive 1, even here by positive 1. So gradient 2 is going to be equal to positive 1 into negative 1, we are going to get negative 1. So this is the gradient that we are going to use now to find the equation of the normal to the curve, which is negative 1. So now to find the equation, we are going to say y minus y1. So in this case here, in the formula we have a minus, and y1 in this case here it is negative 6. So we need to say open bracket 6, then close, is equal to gradient of the normal to the curve, which is negative 1. Then open bracket. We don't have x, but x1 we have, which is positive 2 in this case. So negative multiplied by negative, we need to get positive. So y plus 6 is equal to, then negative 1 multiplied by x, we need to get negative x. Then negative 1 multiplied by negative 2, we need to get positive 2. So this positive 6 is going to cross an equal sign, and it is going to change to a negative. So y is equal to negative x plus 2 minus 6. So 2 minus 6, we are going to get negative 4. So our equation is just going to be y is equal to negative x minus 4. So this one is the equation of the normal to the curve. But in an exam, if they ask you to find the equation of the tangent to the curve, which means you need to use gradient 1. The gradient that you are going to find first, that is the gradient that you are going to find. So this one is the equation of the normal. Now let's try to find the equation of the tangent to the curve. The equation of the tangent to the curve, we are going to use the same coordinates that we have here. So we have x1 and also y1. So we have y minus y1. So y1 it is negative 6. Then is equal to. But the gradient that we are going to use gradient which is positive 1. The gradient that you are going to find first is the gradient that you are going to use when you have been told to find the equation of the tangent. So we are going to get positive 1. Then open bracket x we don't have. Then x1 it is positive 2. So negative multiplied by negative, we are going to get positive, so which is positive 6. Then 1 multiplied by x, we are going to get x. 1 multiplied by negative 2, we are going to get negative 2. So when 6 crosses an equal sign, it is going to change to negative 6. So we have x minus 2 minus 6. Then here we are going to have y is equal to x. Then negative 2 minus 6, we need to get negative 8. So this one is the equation for the tangent. This one is just the equation for the tangent. So that is how you find the equation for the tangent. So that was the last one. Thanks for watching.